get you a microphone for a question for Coach.
Yes, Shauna, just to elaborate, we listened to you with Mike on the radio. It looked like you were kind of processing a lot of different emotions. Can you maybe go into more detail what this meant to have this game?
Yeah, it's just, it's been a rough few weeks. I'm not going to sit here and say it's been tough. Everything. So many emotions of it all. You feel for your kids. You feel for the kids dealing with injuries. You feel for your team. But at the end of the day, I got to continue to lead, so I got to continue to process all that. And when this group is just so special, and now you have all these high expectations coming in, and then you have some of these things that have happened, and you just feel so bad because you're like, we had all this momentum going, but then at the end of the day, that's just, again, I always reference basketball and life, and it's life. Things happen that are out of your control, things happen that no one wants, and it sucks, but what are you going to do? And that's why everything's just been for us, we keep fighting, we keep attacking, we keep trying to just one day at a time, and we believe so much in each other, and I believe so much in these kids, and they're so connected. And sometimes when you go through hard things, you get tighter, and then sometimes when you don't have as many people that are active and able to play, you get even tighter, and it's just been really cool to see as a leader how they've just responded, and nothing's really fazed them. And I really believe if this happened last year or our first year, it would have been totally different. So when you take a step back as a leader, all the things that we're trying to teach them, not about basketball, but about life and about character and how to respond, and things are going to happen, and how do you respond to adversity, and all of those things that we can control. It's just been really awesome for me to see them, and that's where at the end of the game, this win for me, yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm from Iowa. I love to beat Iowa. This one was so much bigger because of the emotional piece of wanting it so bad for our players. I wanted this so bad for them. And to see them celebrate that and get that from all their hard work and staying together, it was really cool.
Coach, back here, I just first want to ask you about Jasmine, the way she stepped up into the role that she's taken, and even just everyone else having to step up even into a bigger role than they might have even had even already as a starter.
Yeah, I mean, Jazz has been great. We're having her play point. You guys have heard me talk about that. She's, not a true point. It's not like what she is, I would say, but she's getting better and better. She only had one turnover tonight, and that's every game. She just keeps getting better, keeps getting more confident. She hit some big time shots in the fourth. The pull up, the drive on that left side, and then her defense. Her and Dal, Dal had primary on Lucy tonight, because I think if I took Dal off her, she would have yelled at me. We've been talking about this since in the summer. They're running sprints on the treadmill, and I'm standing on the other treadmill next to Dal, and it's hard. They're doing all their sprints, and I'm yelling at her just to mess with her and get in her head about, you got to be in condition to guard Lucy Olsen. We've been talking about this because we knew she was going to be at Iowa, and obviously she's an unbelievable player. I think she's one of the best players in the country, and she's super, super hard to guard and neutralize. And so I kept reminding Dal about that today. You trained for this, you're ready. You just pouring confidence into her. But so with Jazz and Dal being able to guard, she's been huge. 10 points, 3 assists, only 1 turnover. Her growth has been, and you got to remember, she was out there for a good month, 3 or so weeks too, with a concussion. So her and Barry both have been really, really huge for us, and they're both just starting to kind of find their groove. Obviously, Barry was out a little bit longer, but I'm so happy with those two and their growth.
Same thing with Kendall. I mean, we talk about the 40 minutes a lot, but you see she's got medical tape. I mean, I can't imagine she's feeling the best she's ever felt, but what's it tell you about her that she's able to put all that maybe beside her and go out and have this kind of game?
Toughness, grit, passion, all the things we want in our players is what she's doing, and they're all, Jen, if you look, I told you guys she didn't even practice yesterday. That's toughness. That's it's just these guys. They're relentless. They're competitors. They love to compete. So again, what I love most is when we have really tough, gritty kids, and that's what they showed tonight.
Shauna, you kind of just talked about radio, just getting back to who you are. What does that kind of look like, and what do you kind of see tonight from that you can maybe carry forward this season?
I also think we have to look at, and I had to kind of see it. So first, Oregon, we played with Gretchen, and then Washington, we thought Gretchen was going to try to play up until she warmed up. So that was I think it kind of messed us up. Not even me, because I knew, but I think just everyone. We kind of planned on it. No excuses, but so we didn't play with her. So now we've played Minnesota 2 games now, 3 games with this one without her. So I think we're kind of starting. They got to learn how to kind of play together. They got to learn. I mean, Jazz being in those moments down the stretch in the fourth, Barry being in big time moments, and they hadn't been in that. So I think now we kind of are starting. Like, it's just going to take some time to figure that out with this group. And I forgot what you asked me.
Just getting back to who you are as a team, and what does that kind of
Yes.
look like moving forward?
So I went in that long tangent because I think I had to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, this is a different team. Like, we are different. Like, it's called what it is. We're not the same without Makira and Gretchen out there, Shay. I mean, Letty, we've known we haven't had her, right? So yeah, we're different, but really the last 2 days has been about that Minnesota game. We had that game. And I take all responsibility for it. I should have done what I'd done the last 2 days about trying to clean stuff up and really getting back to the basics. So that's all we did. And our prep was about offensive execution, spacing, what we want out of each play. In Minnesota, we were calling plays. We ran 2 wrong plays in the fourth quarter that I'm yelling and we didn't run them right. That's focus, that's execution, that's discipline. Again, that's on me, but you didn't see that tonight. Everything we wanted. We called a play out of a timeout. We wanted KB with the ball. We got KB the ball. We wanted, Jazz going downhill. We wanted to pass back and in. They executed at an elite level. And then it was all about defense. And with me, it was everything in our prep was about defense, who we are, hang our hat on that, 5 people guarding the ball, positioning, keeping their posts high, they score off angles, and then guarding the 3-point line, because we have done an awful job of that the last 2 games. Awful. And they only had 5 tonight. But credit our players, they executed. I got to prepare them, but they got to go out there and do it, and that's why I'm so happy for them.
Coach, I got 2 for you, but getting the news that you got yesterday almost, I don't know if closure is the right word, it's obviously bad news, but to know that they're not coming back and be able to look at it and not have to wonder when you might get them back, can that be beneficial for your team?
I think for the team, we've kind of all known, we didn't know, but obviously Makara hasn't played. We've known what they're dealing with. We've known the processes of them trying to come back, all this. There's so much to it all that no one on the outside knows, right? So I think we've had some time to kind of process it and think, but then when decisions, the kids and their families and all of us staff, we have to make, decisions. But I think it was for the team and just even, they're out in the community and everyone's asking them. Even the kids, Makira and Gretchen, I know they've got a lot of questions when they're out in the community. So I think some of that just being out there, and it just helps everyone process it a little bit more, and I think we can kind of just, you got to move on. Like I said, no one's going to feel sorry for us. I said that to the Iowa head coach, she was everyone's been so nice, we feel for you, it sucks, it does, but I told Jana, you still want to kick our ass, it's not gonna, no one cares. So this is life. What do we do? How do we respond? And again, that's what I'm really proud of.
Anybody better to have at the line there at the end than Jen? She didn't seem fazed by it.
And that was one thing that I was very adamant, and it doesn't always work out that way, but Kat does a lot of our in-game getting the ball, and I said, we need the ball in Jen's hand. I really, we need to get it in her hand if we all can, and we execute. Again, execution. We executed to get the ball into her. She got it, and she made the free throws.
Hold on.
Shauna, defensively, what you guys were able to do. How much went into that, and what can that do for you guys to have? I think outside of that second quarter, it was pretty much maybe some of the better defense we've seen you guys string together all year.
I agree, and it's different guarding them than, let's say, when we beat Oregon, and I said that was our best defensive effort of the year, because Oregon, they run more sets, and then it's different. Like Iowa, they run a lot of different action to get certain people the ball, but there's always, they're always going to pound it in, and they cut so hard, and they're constantly moving. So especially when you're only playing, 6-7 kids, the cumulative effect with their offense is really hard to guard. And then you have two really good post players and you can't double. You really can't double. They spread you so much. We tried to muck it up a little bit. But it was one-on-one with KB 6'1" against 6'4", 6'5". Again, toughness, KB. She did an unbelievable job on those kids. But so this was a little bit different mindset. We talked a lot. Obviously, you know what Lucy does. We know we want to keep her high. We want to keep the post high. But a lot of it was just our principles. And that's what I've been stressing the last 2 days. Our principles, positioning for us is key. Positioning is our help. Trying to stay out of rotation. We weren't in rotation tonight. Washington, we were in rotation almost the entire game, and Minnesota had us in rotation. So those things, we executed our defensive core values and philosophy, even more so than like a scout specific, as I think Oregon was a little bit more scout specific. Their offense leads to just really having to be principle based and disciplined.
That's one.
What did the end of the half tell you? Because it was 29-20 and it felt like it could get out of hand, and for you guys to get it to 29-27 and go into the half, Jazz said it on the radio that she felt like we were going to win at that moment.
I thought that was huge. They made a run, and I think it was 450 was in that media, and I just told our team, like, they went on their run. We knew they were going to go on a run. I think they might have been up 7 or 9 at that media timeout. I said, but we're good. We're going to go. We got one battle left in this half. We're going to go on our run now. And I thought we made, some big time plays down the stretch, and them not getting that, I forget exactly what happened, but they had a shot at the end, right? And they didn't make it. We've given up, I think, the last 2 end of the half shots. And that is a complete momentum changer. So I think we ended with that stop, and, we went on that little run, and I think we felt really good. And the first thing I said when we got in the locker room, we're right where we want to be. We're right where we want to be. It's a 1-possession game. And then from then on out, we came out, held them 16 in the third, and to hold this team to 12 in a quarter is I'm really proud of them for that.